Hey, it's Coco. And well, it's finally here, guys. The last art style analysis video. For now, of course. It's crazy to think that I started this series like 7 months ago, and it's also insane to me that I actually finished it. I was like half expecting I would just get sick of doing this 7 times, or either quit when recreating the art style would be too hard. But I didn't give up, thankfully. I'm very glad that you guys seem to really like these videos, and my dad told me to stop apologizing so much, so I will say that I am proud of how I have overall improved with this series. Anyways, let's move on to what this video is actually about. Phase 7 is the most recent phase of Gorillaz, corresponding with their most recent album, Cracker Island. The album and the lore all has themes of occults and prophecies and stuff, but the main thing that sticks out to me is that everything is pink in this phase. The main color you'll see everywhere is pink, and also some purples, but mostly pink. Now, sadly, for the 3rd time in a row, the art style hasn't really changed that much from the previous phase. I know, big surprise, but again, I will be trying my best to explain everything that I find without repeating myself. I've ran out of ways to transition into the actual important part of the video, so let's go! Feel like I've been silent running through the infinite pages. Phase 7 started in 2022, so just 2 years after Phase 6. I'm pretty sure the reason all these phases look so much alike compared to phases back in the day is because they're released so close to each other, unlike with the first couple of albums. Like I said, Phase 7 is just really pink, and slightly more detailed than Phase 6, I think, overall. Proportions, I think we already know what they're going to look like. Line art, I think, does become thinner, specifically with hands, details on skin, and wrinkles on clothes, though we do still see black splotches being used to show wrinkles and shadows as well. Hatch marks are still here to stay, and have also become more thinner and fine. Everyone's face designs mostly stay the same. I mean, I think the eyes do look slightly smaller, but I'm not really sure. Noses retain their overall shape, and their outlines are super duper thin, meanwhile the nostrils are thicker. Mouths stay the same, though, like most things, Jamie can't seem to decide on how Noodle's lips should look. Speaking of mouths, I've just realized that, I have really never talked about teeth before in the Gorillaz style, and it's sort of too late to go back and add that to all the other videos, so I'm just gonna be talking about how, in this phase, Jamie draws teeth, but just know that it mostly stays the same for the majority of all the other phases. Jamie likes to do what majority of other artists tell you not to do, and he likes to draw the teeth individually. He mostly draws some teeth more jagged or sharper than others, really just depends on the character. And he's also a fan of showing both the top row and the bottom row of teeth. I think this adds a lot of character to his designs, even if it can come off as a little off-putting. Okay, anyways. Noodle gets some fun eyeshadow, and she keeps her lashes. Yay. And in some art, you can see her with slightly pink eyes, like pupils. So that's cool, I guess. Everyone still has their wrinkles, and nose bridges, and eye bags. Oh yeah, we still have the lacrimal caruncle as well. Hair is practically the same, well, except for Noodle, who got a haircut and dyed it red. I know not everyone is a fan of this haircut, but I really think it's adorable. Hands become more gremlin and detailed looking, that's all I can really say about them. Shading is literally the exact same, still using a mix between hard shading and soft shading, and using darker tones instead of bluer or redder tones to show shadows. Highlights switch between being vibrant and just being a lighter color, but there seems to be overall a lot more highlights. Especially rim lighting, there's a lot of that going on. Line art is still being used to convey shadows, and the wrinkles are still wrinkling, but like I said, clothes use more finer lines and details. Everything is pink, everyone is wearing pink, the backgrounds are pink, we are pink. This phase has a lot to do with the cults, because, spoiler, Murdoch decides to start one called The Last Cult. Very bold assumption. And, yeah, that's the main theme. Cults and pink. It's kinda fire, weirdly enough. Okay, yay! We're on the fun part, the drawing, except it wasn't fun when you have to redo your sketch 15 times. Thankfully, I used my brain and got a reference, so it's all good. where I'm totally not losing my mind. At first when I added the clothes, it looked a little too similar to my Phase 3 look, but I fixed it, I guess. After that, the sketch wasn't too bad. Of course, I still had to tweak some things, but I got it in a decent spot. I had gave myself like a witchy type of dress with a hood and some gothic boots for funsies. I was just trying to imagine what I would wear if I was actually in the last cult. Anyways, I hate line art. I drew like half of my body, decided I hated it, and then erased the majority of it. I kept going anyways, of course. Trying to use super thin lines and adding a lot of detail. And, it came out okay. I stole Noodle's eyeshadow and decided to use my new knowledge of how Jamie drew teeth and added some of my teeth sticking out with my tongue. Coloring wasn't too bad, and I did have to go back and add some more detail to the line art, but I gave myself a pupil with a slight shade of pink in the center, because why not? Then the shading was next, and I used a mix of hard shading and soft shading, of course. And I was sure to add some shading to all the wrinkles. Then I added a crap ton of highlights anywhere I could, did some trial and error with the potential backgrounds, and wrote Phase 7. And like that, we're done with our last drawing. And you know what? I'm really proud for how far I've come. I don't think the me from 7 months ago would think I could draw this, but here we are. I do wish I could have found a better background other than just the last cult symbol, but I couldn't find anything that really worked out that well, so whatever. Now, you're probably looking at the runtime of this video in confusion because there is no possible way that the outro is going to be that long, and you'd be correct, because I have a surprise for all of you. I'm going to be ranking all of my drawings from worst to best for you. Now, I'm going to be doing 2 different rankings for all the drawings. The first one is ranking from least accurate to most accurate, like most accurate to the Gorillaz style. And the second one is just the ones that I like the best. Let's first start with the accuracy ranking. In 7th place, aka the least accurate in my opinion, is the Phase 1 drawing. Look, I know it was my first time trying to imitate Jamie's style, but I feel like I didn't try as hard as I could have to recreate it. This was the drawing I also spent the least time on, so yeah, it just really wasn't that great. I'm really tempted to just go back and redo this one, and maybe one day I will, because I feel like I can just be way better. But yeah, this is going in last place. In 6th place, I put the Phase 3 drawing. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love this one. It's one of my personal favorites, but it's just not that accurate to me. I was just trying too hard to distinguish it from Phase 2 that I end up missing a lot of important qualities in the Phase 3 art style. The lines were too thin, there were way too much ouch marking, and the face just looks off. I still really like this one, but it's just not Gorillaz enough. 5th place is going to the Phase 2 drawing. Funny how the first 3 drawings got the lowest ranks. Again, I really do like this one, it's just that there's a lot of little things that don't make it accurate. I don't think the line weight changes were as noticeable as they should have been. I shouldn't have just done airbrushing for shading, and the eyes and nose just don't look great. I will say I cooked on the grossly detailed hands. But yeah, I still really like this one, it's just not very accurate. 4th place is the Phase 5 drawing. When I first created it, I used to really think it was good, but now I'm just not a huge fan. It's just like the shading and the proportions are just janky, and I mean, it's just not that good. I didn't try super hard with the black splotches for wrinkles, and the nose is bad, and the hands aren't good enough either. Again, it's just a lot of small things that pull this one down, but I am glad I was able to draw a good smile this time. Alright, top 3. 3rd place, aka the bronze medal, is being awarded to the Phase 6 drawing. I think this one is, like, overall pretty accurate to the actual Gorillaz art style. The shading is pretty good, the line art is accurate, and I think it's well detailed. There are, of course, some things that hold it back, like the eyes are just a little too far apart, and the t-shirt wrinkles and design could use some work, but overall pretty decent. Second place, aka the silver medal, is going to the Phase 7 drawing, or the one I literally just did. I think after trying to replicate the art style so many times, the practice led to me getting pretty good at the end. I think adding all of the highlights is what really brought together the accuracy for me, and all the little details with the line art. Yeah, I'm just really proud of this one. And last, but certainly not least, our first place gold medal goes to the Phase 4 drawing. What can I say? I understood the assignment with this one. I think it's just all the little things that make this phase's art style stand out, like the interesting line art, the mostly soft shading, the face, that just like makes it come together, and I just got the majority of it right. It's not perfect, obviously. I can point out a million flaws, like with everything, but it's the most right out of all of them. Okay, time for me to rank the drawings based on how much I actually like them. In 7th/last place, we have yet again the Phase 1 drawing. The deformed shoes, I didn't know how to freaking draw shoes. The freaking hands that are 2 different sizes, it's just bad, okay? It's bad. I don't like that drawing in the slightest. I don't want to think about it, and I don't want to look at it anymore. Okay? It's just, no. You, get it out of my face. In 6th place, I put the Phase 5 drawing. Like I said, I liked it when I first finished it, but now I can only really see its flaws. The legs have weird proportions, the shading doesn't make any sense, and the wrinkles were not it. The hands are just the cherry on top, because, oh my god, they're so bad. Ugh, they're so bad. Not as bad as Phase 1, but they're still bad. Okay, so from here on out, I do really like all of these next drawings, but I just, I still gotta rank them, So, okay. Coming in 5th place, this is the Phase 2 drawing. I really like the majority of this drawing, except for the face and a couple of other things. The pupils and the eyes just don't look good, and the nose isn't great either. I didn't have that great of an understanding of wrinkles and stuff, so the clothes just look a little too flat to me, and I wish I made the line art more detailed. I do really like the shading and coloring on this drawing, and the proportions look good to me. It's just the other things. Next, in 4th place, is the, Phase 4 drawing. I do think this is the most accurate, but it's not my favorite, mostly just for aesthetic reasons. I'm not a huge fan of the brown line art, and there not being line art on the outside, but other than that, I do really enjoy this piece. I also wish I highlighted the pants better, but whatever. Now, our 3rd place bronze medal is going to the Phase 6 drawing again. What can I say? I just did really decent on this one. I love how the shading looks, especially on the pants. I really like how the arms turned out. The shoes, it just all came together. Again, the eyes are just slightly too far apart, and I'm pretty sure the footing where the lamp is lower than my other foot, so that, makes me mad. Also, I wish I did the abs a little differently, but still really proud of this one. Now, in 2nd place, receiving the silver medal, is going to the Phase 3 drawing. Now, I was just so tempted to put this in 1st place, purely because I have an extreme bias towards this drawing, but I knew deep down, after finishing all the art, this wasn't actually my favorite one. But, I still love it, because even though the legs look wonky, and I gave myself a massive forehead by accident, I just had so much fun making this one, with all the hatch marks and the texture. It just feels right. I love how much character I put into this one, even if it's not objectively the best. Also, I really like Phase 3. So, there's that. And for my favorite drawing I've done in this series, getting the 1st place gold medal, it's Phase 7. I don't know if it's just because I finished this one last, but I just love it. I think it's objectively the best one I've drawn, even if it's not the most accurate. I love the colors, I love the wrinkles, the details, the shoes, the hair, the face, everything. Of course, it's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. I worked so hard to get to this point, and, I think all my hard work had paid off, and I love this one. I'm very proud of myself, and I don't say that very often. Okay, now for the real outro. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting this series. I didn't expect for it to do this well on the channel, so thank you guys. I'm very glad and grateful that people out there enjoy my yapping and my art, and if you watched all of the videos in this series, you're a real one. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and also comment your thoughts, how you feel on the rankings, or anything you just want to say. Alright, that's really all I got, so, I'll leave you with this.
For in the words of Gorillaz, we're all in this together till the end. Till the end. Cheers.